I still remember the moment everything changed. My name is Alex, and I had been dating Sophie for 4 years. We met at a community event in Chicago, where she was volunteering for a local charity, and I was finishing my final year of graduate school. Sophie had an effortless charm. People just seemed drawn to her. And I was no exception. At first, our relationship felt perfect. Passion, trust, and shared dreams, everything I had hoped for. We moved in together 2 years in, and I even surprised her with a puppy she'd always wanted, a small golden retriever named Buddy. She cried with joy when I brought him home. I thought those moments were proof of love, proof of a life we were building together. But over the last few months, something had shifted. Sophie became distant, short-tempered, and exhausted all the time. I assumed it was stress, maybe work or school pressures, but deep down something felt off. She changed her phone passwords and carried it everywhere. Still, I trusted her. I didn't want to be the person who snooped. I wanted to give her space, and I thought that trust would strengthen our bond. Then came that Friday night. I got home earlier than usual, hoping for a quiet evening together. Maybe order from her favorite sushi place, watch a movie, just reconnect. But the apartment was empty. Buddy paced the living room, anxious. No text, no calls. Hours passed. At 2:15 a.m., the door finally opened. Sophie walked in, looking disheveled, dressed in a dark dress and heels, her hair messy, makeup smudged. Not from tears, but from being out somewhere that wasn't for me. She glanced at me with a smirk that sent a chill down my spine. I stayed silent. I didn't yell, cry, or confront her immediately. I just stood there. "You're still up," she said casually, laughing lightly. "Didn't think you'd care." I asked where she had been. She rolled her eyes. "Out." "What? You want the full report?" Her tone was mocking, and in that moment, I felt everything inside me break. Then came the words I'd been dreading. "Fine. I slept with someone else," she said, and actually laughed. Like it was a joke. Like my pain was entertainment. That laugh, cold, careless, was the final straw. For a moment, I just breathed. Then clarity hit. Not rage, not tears, but sharp, surgical clarity. I nodded once, turned, grabbed my jacket and car keys, and walked out without a word. I drove to a 24-hour cafe down the street, needing space to think, to plan my next steps. Over the next few hours, I went over everything I had invested in our life together. Rent, utilities, car payments, much of it under my name. Sophie had no idea about my careful record-keeping, my savings, or my preparations for protecting myself if things went south. I realized I had the power to reclaim control. By sunrise, I had taken action. I froze shared accounts, called the landlord, and arranged for movers. Not for me, but for her. When she awoke later that morning, she found me calm, steady, and unflinching. "You have 4 weeks to find a new place," I said. "The utilities will be cut on moving day." "Your car?" "Not yours, it's under my name. Return the keys by Sunday." Her eyes widened, disbelief washing over her face. For the first time, she cried. Not because of guilt, but because she realized her actions had consequences she hadn't anticipated. I didn't comfort her. I didn't speak further. I simply walked away, leaving her to face the reality she had created. In the following weeks, I watched her unravel from a distance. Begging, guilt-tripping, angry texts at all hours. None of it reached me. I stayed composed, letting her see the consequences of her choices without interference. By the time the movers came, she stood on the sidewalk, clutching a suitcase and a trash bag of belongings. No smirk this time, no laughter. Only the quiet recognition that our life together had ended, and I had reclaimed mine. That moment, her laugh, her disregard, was the turning point. I realized I had spent too long investing in someone who would not value me, someone who used my trust as a weapon. That night, I understood that reclaiming control over my life, my decisions, and my heart was the only way forward. I moved on, not with bitterness, but with clarity. The lesson stayed with me. Trust wisely, protect yourself emotionally and financially, and know that walking away from someone who disrespects you is a form of strength, not failure. I learned that independence is not just about leaving a relationship, but about regaining your peace, dignity, and self-worth. Sometimes betrayal doesn't just break a relationship, it reveals what we truly need to thrive. And in that revelation, I found freedom, clarity, and a life rebuilt on my terms.